The knock was faint, almost lost in the wind sweeping across the empty plains. When the old rancher opened his door, a little girl stood shivering, her nightdress stained with blood and dust. "They hurt my mama. She can't move," she choked out, eyes wide with terror. For a heartbeat, everything was still. Then Jake reached for his rifle. Jake Turner was no stranger to violence. A retired Army Ranger turned cattle rancher, he'd traded battlefields for open skies, hoping to leave the chaos behind. But the scars never faded, they just slept. Known for his quiet strength and fierce sense of justice, Jake lived alone with his horses and an old pickup, until that knock reminded him that evil doesn't retire. Jake followed the girl through the dark fields, the moonlight cutting through the fog. When they reached the shack at the edge of his land, he heard it, muffled cries, the sound of boots on wood. Through the window, two men loomed over a motionless woman. Rage surged through him. The old soldier in Jake woke up, and this time he wasn't holding back. Jake kicked the door open with a thunderous crack. The men spun around, but before they could raise a hand, the rancher's rifle roared. One fled into the fields, screaming. The other froze under Jake's glare. "You don't hurt women on my land," he growled, pressing the barrel against his chest. Sirens wailed in the distance. Jake had already called the sheriff. Justice was coming, but fear had already done its job. The woman was airlifted to safety that night, her daughter clinging to Jake's arm. As the ambulance lights faded, the old rancher stood in silence, the prairie wind brushing against his weathered face. For years, he'd tried to bury his past, but that night proved one truth. Heroes don't retire, they just wait for the next knock. Some heroes wear scars instead of capes. Subscribe this if you still believe in courage that never fades.